now guys are excited. Games start tomorrow. I said it runs in cycles. You get the pitchers and catchers here, then you can't wait for the full squad to get in. Now the games are here. About a week from now, they'll be ready for the season.
You still get that same anticipation, though, for the first game, spring training game, kicking it off tomorrow.
I do, yeah. No, exciting. We'll have most of our regulars out there tomorrow. Most of them will play. Some of them a little different schedule. Some on one, off the next day. Some might go 2 in a row once we get past these first 2 days. But they're all good to go right now. They want to go, so you'll see a lot of them out there tomorrow. Won't be out there long, but it's going to be good to see them.
One schedule question on that. Do you have Garver down to catch this weekend at all?
He's got the fourth game catching.
Game?
He's DHing tomorrow.
Okay.
But he threw yesterday. He threw very well. He's good to go. He's good to catch, but just pushed it back a little bit on the fourth day. So.
Do you philosophically believe that position players by the end of camp need to have a 9-inning game in them? Catchers.
Yeah, I'd like to get that in. Yeah, I think you need to check that box off. When season starts, you got to be ready. Not just play 9, but play every day at 9. So, but during the spring, I don't go so much on innings as much as how the game's going. Now with this clock, they should be going, fairly quick, and so it's going to be easier, I think, to go to inning route versus how long are these innings. As you know, here in Arizona, you can have some long innings, and for example, I might have Jonah out there. The plan to go 5 or 6 innings, but we're over an hour into the first couple innings. Well, you change that.
So here's one rules question, or one rules potential issue that we haven't kind of considered, or probably you have. But we've talked about the pickoff throws, right? And the
Right.
strategy involved in that. Do you think that it's going to have, because pitchers are now limited and they know they're limited, do you think that pitchers are going to have any adjustment in terms, they seem to be somewhat inconsistent on pickoff throws in general. You think it's going to have any impact on that? Or is it going to cause more errant pickoff throws?
I hope not. Hopefully you're doing your work to where they do have it down. It's certainly going to cut down the number of pickoffs. There's no getting around that. It's kind of like it's like PFP. I use that as an example on this. Your bullpen, they may go out there 5, 6 times, not get a ball hit back to them or handle a bunt. Now they get one, and so that's why you see a lot of errors there. So hopefully we're working enough on it, and not just working on it, but on a consistent basis to where, we are going to stay away from those mistakes. But you still, I think it's going to be important that you still have the pickoffs. They're promoting the running game, and the way to mitigate that is have guys out there running some pickoffs, and of course the slide step. So that's our job. That's part of our job, to have these guys where they're not making mistakes on them.
If a catcher back picks, that doesn't count, does it?
No.
That's good.
I know you're getting familiar with the whole clubhouse full of guys, but I'm wondering, have you had a chance to watch much Evan Carter, or you haven't really?
A little bit. He'll be out there tomorrow. He'll get some action. I'm looking forward to watching him. Gifted athlete, center field with the bat. At his age, to be playing where he's at, it's impressive. So you're always looking forward to seeing everybody, but obviously he's a guy that I'm excited to see.
Bruce, sidestepping the last couple of years and what he's dealt with DeGrom, What do you remember when you were last managing and he was having those special seasons? How dominant was he that you saw when he was at his best?
Well, I'll take you back to 2015 in Cincinnati at the All-Star game, and you know he was getting a lot of attention then, and but he came in and pitched 1 inning, struck out the side on 10 pitches. And it was the most impressive thing in that All-Star game. We ended up losing the game, but he could have won the MVP. That's how dominant it was. And he walked off the mound like, hey, no big deal. He's a very humble guy, and but he did have a big smile when he came to the dugout. I still remember Rigetti goes, "That's it." I go, "That's it. I think I can get 2 more out of him." But that was as impressive a deal as I've seen, especially when you're looking at the All-Star game. But I saw some really well-pitched games against us, so with him.
Your starting rotation appears to be set, but with these younger guys, like specifically Jack Leiter, right? Big name, everybody's interested in what he's doing. What does a successful spring look like for him?
Yeah. I think with Jack, going through what he did last year, with, some ups and downs, it's not easy to start in Double-A, and that's part of this game is having some mental toughness. That's dealing with some adversity and those things, whether a hitter or pitcher. And he comes in the first day here, live pitching. It was, probably the most impressive guy that day. Bumping 99, a good command, strikes with the fastball and the breaking ball, and that's what's going to be important for him. And but I think he felt very good about the outing, as he should. And so again, this experience is so valuable for those guys. Not just getting out there and pitching, but just being around some guys. Of course, he's been around it all his life, but still to come in here and have some success and throw well, getting that sense of belonging that, hey, I can pitch here. Yeah, I think that's important for him.
Or do you have any, like, through these workouts, going into these games, has anybody, like, just grabbed your attention? Is anybody standing out?
Yeah. I'll say in general, we have some really good talent in the minor leagues. It's obvious in the major leagues, so I don't want to. I just talked about Jack. How well he threw, but the guy you don't know much about, like Mark Church. He's been really impressive, but I don't want to leave anybody out because really, it's been impressive. How well these guys have been throwing, and so. And it's been exciting to watch these guys because I didn't know a lot about them, going over them with Mike and of course our front office, but see them, it's been fun to watch.
So can you just, DeGrom is supposed to throw today a bullpen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That would be, is there going to be any difference in that in anybody's first spring bullpen, shorter or just typical, like 25, 30 pitches?
We're going to find out. We're just going to go down the hill, man. He hasn't been on the hill yet. So we're going to proceed with caution, like we do all of our guys, but we're just looking at Jake to get on the bump and get down the hill. And he throws, whatever, 50%, 60%, just the fundamental of getting on the mound.
In a week, it's basically three bullpens or 2 bullpens and a live BP, right, that he's behind. It's not a big deal.
2 bullpens and a live, that's pretty much what the guys have. They're getting on their 4th time on the mound, some of the guys. So, yeah, he's about 4 touches behind.
Is that, in your mind, significant at all?
Not in February. We'll be able to catch up, no problem.
Will you, Mike, with these guys, will you try and get them more starts in controlled environments, or does that matter?
Everybody will. With our numbers that we have and the competition that we have, just in the raw numbers, there's not enough innings for everybody to pitch in the stadium games. So everybody will pitch in squad games.
But nobody in particular like that you want to just make sure they pitch only in backfield games so that you can control all that.
No,
Okay.
we're gonna pass that around. Plus, 2 years ago in spring training that we had the re-entry rule adopted. So if a guy's pitch count climbed up and you wanted him to go 4 times up and down, we're able to do that. So we can control the stadium games as well.
Okay.
Well, that's still a thing.
Gosh, I hope so.
I don't know.
We've had some rule changes, They change daily, it seems like, but I'm still planning on that, but until I hear differently.
What's a week been like working with this group of pitchers?
It's been fabulous. I mean, we've been blessed with, a couple cold days, and we had some really nice days. And then yesterday, which was a no-throw day, just happened to be our worst day of spring. So we haven't missed anything, and it's been great to see the energy these guys are bringing, the attention to detail and the PFPs. We're challenging them with a lot of stuff. I mean, but they've all responded, and it's been actually they're trying to get better at it, and that's what I love, is that they're taking it seriously. It's small groups, 4 to 5, maybe a 6-man group would be our largest, so they're able to get plenty of touches in that rotation that they're doing, and then you get to do the fun things, go catch fly balls and do the rag ball stuff, and hidden in there is the fundamentals of covering first and throwing the bases and all that. So we try to mix up the fun stuff with the high-end detail stuff that we like to do.
What do you like about the way, some of these veteran guys are very invested.
Mm-hmm.
What's the message that goes with that, and what's the value of it?
Well, what I like is everybody came here to win. That's the big thing. You get these, these free agents that were highly sought after, and they picked us. And that's kind of a feather to, CY and ownership that, that they made their commitment that way. But then the players have made their commitment to come here with a chance to win. And that's the bottom line. We all want to win. Bochy come out of retirement and to win. We didn't come here just to come to work. We came here to win. Everybody else is following suit.
The young guys, the Leiters and Rockers and Reagans, and how have you probably weren't as familiar with them, so how have they opened your eyes?
Wide open. Wow. See some talent. And in this game, talent has always seemed to come to the top, that everybody's got talent. You get to the major league level, everybody's talented. From there on, it becomes a mental game. And some guys do have more talent than other guys. And just to see that raw talent that these guys possess is pretty intriguing, man. If we can get them on the right path and get them mentally sound, and they're going to be some bona fide major league players, man.
On Leiter specifically, obviously a highly touted college kid, high draft pick,
Yeah.
struggled in AA last year.
Mhm.
What was your thought process like coming into spring? Like, okay, here's our plan. Here's what we want to do with Jack after the year that he had last year.
Well, you know what? I try not to draw opinions on people I haven't seen.
Mhm.
And Jack was a guy I was able to get a sneak preview in January. So I saw this guy throw on the side prior to camp.
Mhm.
So I was able to give him a plan about how to throw on the side, what to work on, what he needs to do, what's going to make him successful at the next levels as we go. And it's a little inundated, that you come out of your first year, you go to AA. That's a huge jump. Even for guys that sign out of high school and they go and they play rookie ball and they do their A ball and their high A, that jump between A ball and AA, that's the biggest jump you make in the game. For him to come right into AA, that can be overwhelming.
Mhm.
So, School of Hard Knocks is always a good way to learn, and I think he did. But his practice habits now are improved just in the last month.
So sorry, I want to follow up on that,
Mhm.
because you got a kid that was raised with a dad that's a major leaguer. He's played baseball since he was a kid.
Mhm.
You see him in January, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but you said teach him how to throw on the side. That seems like something I would expect he would know by now. Like, what was it that you had to teach him about?
Well, difference of philosophy, maybe. You know, everybody wants to throw the high fastball, which is great. I love the high fastball, but ain't nothing wrong with a knee-high strike either. You know, and we got to get our strikes. Where's my strike? A high fastball is great for a swing and miss, but if you don't swing at it, it's probably not a strike. Where are my strikes? So we practice throwing strikes. Still going to use the high fastball. We're going to use it a lot, but we got to have a strike in our back pocket.
Gotcha.
What do you